It's gonna be alright, honey. Don't you forget that. Just as sure as I'm Shota Aizawa, I know things are gonna get better. I know that you may think sometimes there's nothing that can help you in this world, and you might think that you're at the end of your line, you're at the end of your rope, and you don't know what's coming next. And I'm here to tell you life isn't always about those sugar canes, rainbows, and good times. You have plenty of bad times there too. I know firsthand. And I've seen all that stuff you've gone through, right? These crazy days. I don't think anyone was prepared for what we face now. And you know what? Even if that's the case, there's a whole lot of things that we can do together to make things just a tad bit better. Don't you worry, kitty cat. Because you're definitely not alone, you know that. And sweetheart, don't think for a second I'll ever let you have to deal with all this alone. I mean, come on, what kind of man would I be if I couldn't be there in those crucial moments, if I couldn't be there for you and make you smile? Then what am I doing with myself? If I'm honest, I couldn't think of a single thing I want more than to make you feel at home, feel happy. If I could do that, I'd be the happiest thing in the world. Because think about it. Even if I wanted to, what could I do if not, well, give my whole heart, make myself a little bit more approachable, maybe a little bit more happy for you. I know you can't make yourself be happy, but the difference is I choose to focus on the happy things. And I know how much you try to focus on the good, but sometimes it falls through, and that's okay. Plans fall through, even friendships sometimes, but that's just another place in your heart that you can spend with someone who wants to be there. And you don't have to give up on them either. You know, there's a lot of friendships that I've had that mend themselves. You think they're gone. You think you've lost someone forever, but it doesn't usually work that way. People don't really disappear despite what people would have you think. Whether that's a friendship, someone passing, there's a lot of different ways that people can say goodbye, but it's usually not really goodbye. They don't cease to be a part of you. They live on in your heart, whether or not they've betrayed you, made something worse, or any of that, you know. You can take something as a half empty or half full. Which one's the cup? You just have to decide for yourself, honey. But you don't have to do it alone, and you got someone real positive right here, so I don't think you'll make the wrong choice, trust me. Well, I can't make the choice for you, of course, but I can definitely make things a little better. Maybe make things a little more fun. And definitely a lot more exciting. That's something I like a lot. Making life exciting, because when it's exciting, it's a lot less scary. There's a lot less things to make you feel afraid. Afraid to breathe, afraid to be yourself, afraid to face the judgment of others for something that you believe in, but frankly, others don't. Maybe there's some people in your life that you care about greatly that don't understand you, your beliefs, or who you want to be. And I know that's tough on you, honey. Don't you think for a second that I don't understand, even if I can't experience the same feeling every single day in the same way. I may not understand everything you go through, and that's okay. Because you're not going to have to deal with this alone, kitty cat. I hope you know that there's a lot of things that go wrong, but there's just as many things that go right. In fact, I'd say there's more that go right. The more you put your heart in the right place and you try your damn best, the less things can go and blow up in your face, you know? Don't you worry, I'll never let things go too south. When you think it's your darkest day, You always can come here for a big hug from me. No, kiss your forehead, hold you, and tell you it's gonna be just fine. Because I know that for a fact, believe it or not. I may not know a lot of things, but I know enough things to be able to say what's in my heart and say what's true. And the reason why I know it's gonna be okay, because we'll make a way. Even when it seems like there's no path forward, we'll make a way together. And maybe it seems like I don't understand, or maybe it seems like I'm too hopeful, you know? Sometimes I get accused of being hopelessly hopeful, and that's something I can't deny. When it comes down to it, there's nothing I love more than you, more than that present that we live in, and that future that's like a gift. I can tell it's gonna happen soon, and I'm excited for it. Quite literally, all I want in this world, more than anything else, is to give you something happy, something special, something beyond special that you can enjoy, that you can always rely on. Honey, I want you to be happy. And the only way I can see that happening is if you accept that for all the bad in the world, there's still some good in it. I know it's easy to hate the world and consider it a lost cause, but I don't believe anything's a lost cause. Sure, maybe it's difficult. Maybe some things easier than others. But I believe if you don't give up, honey, you don't ever have to say goodbye. And you don't ever have to tell yourself you can't do something, because I know you can. Now, maybe that's presumptuous of me to say. Maybe I have no right to say it. But even still, I'm gonna. Because, honey, there isn't a damn thing in this world that could stop us. And that means you by yourself, too. But us especially. I mean, come on, with your creativity, the fun we have, there's nothing in the world that could take that away from us. And more importantly, there's nothing in the world that can stop us from being happy. Happiness is all about that perception, and I think a lot of people get so focused on, I'll be happy someday, but I'm gonna work hard today. Now, it's no shame in working hard, but don't forget to take some time out of every single day to enjoy it, because the future you might never exist if the present you doesn't have some fun and happy times. Think about it. If you waste all of your time spending it in a negative environment, in a terrible situation, all that's going to happen is you're going to stress yourself out. You're going to make yourself sad, and it's not going to seem like a very happy life, you know? There's going to be a million things that you have to see gloom and doom in. But at the end of the day, there's also those silver linings, and even in the worst day, I'm sure you can pick out something that's pretty fun. Something that's not bad. You know, there's lots of things that don't necessarily add up in life. Lots of things you might find to be terrible in the moment. Something you might later understand to be more than what it seemed. Maybe it was something you misunderstood. Or maybe it was something where you got lost in the emotions of the present, that you lost a little piece of yourself in it. Maybe you didn't know what to do. And that's okay, honey. Because no matter how much you struggle, no matter what you do, you're not going to be alone in it. Now, I know that there are so many different things that bother you. And it's okay. But don't you try and give up on me. 'Cause you know I'll never give up on you, honey. Doesn't matter how dark the day gets. You're my silver lining every day. I hope you know that. And maybe these are just my heartfelt words, but I feel a resonance when I talk to you. I feel the connection that I don't get with anyone else. And that by itself is worth more than gold to me. that means everything to both who I am and what I stand for. And I know what you stand for, and I love it. And I love you, honey. Don't you forget it. And I'll hold you closer than anyone else. And I'll always be there for you. Even when you don't think that you got a chance in this world. You do. And I'll prove it to you firsthand. And I'll make a path if there isn't one already. You don't have to worry because you're not going to go into this alone, and you never will be. Because for all I've got, one of the most important things that's always been in my heart, loyalty and that tie of fate that we call love. And I couldn't speak it better myself. In fact, that you always give it back to me. You know how to give it twofold too sometimes, which always shocks me to my core. That someone like you exists, I'm very thankful. Oh, come on now. You're way too modest about yourself. You know that, don't you? That modesty, well, it's good in some ways. It's definitely not in others. You gotta admit when you're doing something good. Because honestly, honey, everything's gonna be fine. And you gotta accept the fact that you're a wonderful person. Nope, no buts. No buts. I know you thought about it, even if you didn't say it. You can never, ever, ever accept the fact that you're less than perfect. Honestly, if you do, accept that you're perfectly imperfect, at least. Because to me, even if you could be different, even if you could be better, would I prefer that? Hell no. I'm afraid that's not what I want, because what I want is you, baby. What I want is you. All the